Well, hello and welcome back to, or welcome to the channel. Today, I want to just kind of do a kickback video about some lighting. I recently got an Aputure 600X and really inspired me to try some different lighting setups I haven't used before, just because I haven't had a light that's bright enough to like bounce off of things or cut through lots of layers of diffusion. And now that I do, especially with the F10 Fresnel and barn doors, you can really like focus the light, you can amplify, you get hard. It's like kind of a medium hard source. And I was just taking it easy this Sunday, decided I wanted to set up some unbleached muslin and the 600 and a couple other lights to try and make a really airy, full, natural looking lighting scene just in my living room. I don't have a lot of space in my living room, and so I've got kind of things everywhere right now just to try this bigger light setup. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and walk you through all the different lights that I have set up, and then we'll go ahead and talk about where they're at, why I placed them there, so on and so forth. So the first thing I did was obviously get the camera set and set the scene. So I wanted to, this composure here, I've got the lamp back there. You can see some of this stuff. And I also ND'd the camera so that this back window was not too blown out and crazy. So I actually have an ND filter on the camera to start with, which inside, maybe not a lot of people do, but I really wanted to control that exposure. Now that I have such a bright light, I can really do what I want. The Aputure B7C light bulb. And I just basically got it 100% at 3000 Kelvin. So it's nice and warm. And then to motivate that, I put a tube light right above me. So I'll turn that on now. And you can see now it almost looks like that light is coming from that, which of course it isn't. They just motivating that light over my shoulder, a little bit onto my face, gives my clothes a little bit of contrast. And then you might have noticed at the same time flipping on, there's another tube light over there by the windows, just spraying a little bit of light onto that cabinet and just adding a little bit of visual interest and bringing up the level of the overall scene. So those are the two tube lights right here. And then of course, the Aputure 600X as my bounced key light off of the unbleached muslin, and bam. Yes, that's me editing this really quick. I don't know why, when I turn the Aputure 600X off and back on again, it just defaulted at a lower value. So you can see the exposure on my face is not quite what it was when I was talking in the beginning. So I don't know why that was. Just wanted to make a real quick note of that. So anyways, enjoy the rest of the video. So this is what we got for our final look. And I decided to add these lights after I got the key light set up, even though I set them first. And I'll show you why here really quickly. So I'll just go ahead and kill these lights. And you can see how kind of just uninteresting or maybe flat the image looks. And I feel like when I turn these on, it's just, there's the little bit of warmth, a little bit of contrast, motivating that light. So let's go ahead and I will bring you around and kind of show you exactly what I've set up to create the scene. If you want to try something at home or if you want to try it on your next shoot. Okay, so I'm walking behind my little setup here. So this is what we are working with here. I have the unbleached muslin. This is just held up with two of the cheaper like impact light stands, and there is this cheaper like backdrop rod from Amazon. It's pretty heavy duty though. It's like C-stand quality almost, and that just clamps over the spigot there. And there's two layers there basically since it's draped over. I don't really think that matters too much. You can actually see, oh, there's a cat. There's not a lot of light coming out of the other side, so it's basically just bouncing, which is perfect. And then of course, the Aputure 600X Pro with the Fresnel and barn doors. That is just shooting out of there directly on that at kind of a 45-degree angle, and then at another 45, I have the chair. So that gives you that like nice wrap Rembrandt style lighting around the face. And then on a C-stand right here, we've got the boom arm and then the Godox light tube at the end. Actually, let me turn that on. There we go. Make it a little more entertaining to look at. So yeah, the Godox light tube, and that's just kind of slung at a bit of an angle. I played with it for a little while just to make it look like it was believable coming from that light, the way that it was going to be hitting me. And then over here, I have this light here, and this is just set to more of a daylight, just to shoot some harder, just ever so slightly diffused light over this entertainment center kind of area of the house. So it makes a nice little shadow here. And then obviously there's some pretty hard shadows here. And I think it just really kind of sealed the deal on the overall look. Motivating obviously that this source was going to be observed as a window when you're watching the frame. You're just going to assume, or most people are going to assume, that it was just a window or, you know, light coming through something. And that's basically it. I also have just a little negative fill here. The wrap coming around was good, and I felt like there was just a little bit too much light across my entire face. So I used just a little bit. It's just one of those, you know, those floppy things from Amazon, just the negative fill, like the 4-in-1 boards or whatever. And then just obviously microphone stand right here. It's just a combo stand. Pretty unimportant to the lighting though. The super bright, the sun. I believe that thing's only on like 20% right now. It's bright, it's really bright. And this is a light that I'm really excited to own because I've used them on a few sets now, but I'm just at the point now where I think it feels dumb to not have one. It's such a powerful tool, and it really gives you the control to actually do things like expose for a window and bring that level down and keep the light right on your face. You know, keep your subject exposed a little higher than that or close, but without a bright light, it's really hard to be able to expose for a window or an outside source just because it is so bright. And if your light is not blasting the subject, you end up kind of like fighting that light. And I like to have control over the entire scene and choose what I want to be bright and what I want to be dark. Guys, I know this was kind of a short video today. I just set this whole thing up and I figured, you know what? I have all the lighting set up. I might as well just throw up a mic, sit down and talk for a little bit, and then just give you a little tour of what we did today. There's little bits and pieces that, you know, I go YouTube video to YouTube video, kind of snatching out little parts here and there. So hopefully this can do the same for you. Maybe you realized something, had an idea, saw the way I did something wrong and you want to do it better. If you found this helpful, go ahead and like and subscribe. You can check us out on our website. There's links to all of our social channels there, including our Discord. So hop in, join the conversation, and take it easy. See you guys.